Happy Thursday, everybody, and happy World Cup kickoff day. Did catch a little bit of the Mexico South Africa game. Mexico looks pretty good. South Africa's goalie's pretty legit. Sucks they had a red card. It was actually turned into a nice match. But anyways, I just have to say it right now. I woke up this morning in just complete disbelief. Oh my god! I mean, just breathless. I was shocked and at the same time completely validated as a hoops fan. Um, I turned that game off. What was it? I think there was only about 2 minutes played in the third quarter, and I was like, Knicks, I think are gonna lose this one. Yeah, they might go on a run, they might cut it to 10, but my God, what the hell happened? We didn't just watch a basketball game last night. We witnessed history. The New York Knicks completed the largest comeback in NBA Finals history last night, turning a devastating, seemingly insurmountable 29-point deficit into a breathtaking 107-106 victory over the San Antonio Spurs. MSG was literally shaking last night. With this win, the Knicks now take a commanding 3-1 lead in the series, moving to within just one victory of their first NBA championship since 1973. So, this evening, throwing away the generic narratives, we're going to be getting right to the grease board to look at the exact schematic adjustments that flipped this game, detail the final agonizing seconds, and answer the ultimate question. Is this series officially a done deal before the ball even tips on Saturday in San Antonio? Let's jump right into it. The second quarter, this episode was trending towards being an absolute post-mortem on a Knicks blowout loss. The Spurs were clicking on every single cylinder, stretching the lead to 29 points. De'Aaron Fox was pushing the pace. Devin Vassell was hitting from deep and just could not miss. And New York looked completely shell-shocked. But as a coach, you look for the exact moment the identity of the game shifts. For New York, it started with defensive ball pressure. In the second half, the Knicks completely abandoned their soft drop coverage, and they started to trap the screen and roll out beyond the arc. They forced the ball out of Fox's hands and made the Spurs' secondary playmakers make decisions under duress. But the biggest adjustment to me that I noticed, the physical battle inside. After giving up easy looks in the paint early, Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson started meeting Victor Wembanyama at the high side catch point, completely denying him deep post positioning. And then the Knicks held Wemby to just 8 points in the entire second half. When you neutralize the focal point of the Spurs half-court offense, a 29-point lead can evaporate surprisingly fast. And then you have to talk about the stars out there, not just the celebrities, but we're going to be talking about Jalen Brunson. Put together a defining career performance. 36 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. When the Knicks were down by nearly 30, he didn't try to hunt 8-point possessions. He methodically dissected the Spurs' perimeter switches. He got to his mid-range spots and drawed critical fouls to keep the clock stopped. He went 12 for 25 from the floor and completely willed his team back into striking distance. You also have to put in OG Anunoby. He's shooting, 56% from the field? He could not miss. He got hot. He has been, in my opinion, if the Knicks win Saturday, OG Anunoby is your NBA Finals MVP. But on the flip side, you have to look at the pressure of the finals closing in on the Spurs right now. Wembanyama finished with a massive stat line, 24 points, 13 rebounds, but he shot only 9 for 25 from the field. And the turning point of the entire late game execution came down to the free throw line. With 1 minute and 47 seconds left, the Spurs had a chance to extend a fragile lead to 3. Wemby steps up there and goes 0 for 2. I mean, that crowd was rocking when he was on the free throw line. I mean, he's one of the best big man free throw shooters in the game, if not the best. In a 1-point game against a veteran battle-tested roster, missing 2 consecutive free throws in crunch time is an absolute death sentence. It gave New York the psychological green light that they needed. Which brings us to the final sequence, which everyone's going to point fingers at De'Aaron Fox, but as a coach, it's not just one play that you point to. It's the entire second half. It's that entire fourth quarter. It's the fact that the Spurs decided to settle for 3-point shots. There was one possession where they took 3 3-point shots, kept getting offensive rebounds. 3-point shot, miss. 3-point shot, miss. 3-point shot, miss. That's not what you do. You have the lead. Get a better shot. Get to the free throw line. If it stops the clock, that's fine. You're still extending that lead. You're giving yourself free points. Get yourself easier looks, more methodical looks, more systematic looks. You know, it's 106-105 Spurs. The clock winding down under 5 seconds. Jalen Brunson handles up top, takes a heavy step back, and launches a long three-pointer for the win. I'm like, Jesus, this is kind of what he does, but this is pretty deep, and he's double-teamed. The ball clangs hard off the front of the rim. For a split second, it felt like the comeback was going to fall short. I really thought that was it. But then all of a sudden, OG Anunoby, out of nowhere, displays the ultimate weak side awareness. He tracks the trajectory of the ball, outleaps the entire San Antonio front line with exactly 1.2 seconds left on the clock, flashes his right hand high into the air to softly flick that ball back in. A tip-in heard around the basketball world last night. Karl Anthony Towns last night called it the right hand from God. Coach Mike Brown called it the most iconic shot in the history of New York basketball. It was pure anticipation, pure hustle, and it capped off an historic night in their 107-106 victory over the Spurs. So the question is, where do we go from here? Game 5 shifts back to San Antonio this Saturday night. The Knicks hold a 3-1 lead. Is it a done deal? You know, history will tell you it's incredibly close. Teams holding a 3-1 lead in the finals are 35-1. The historical probability of New York lifting the Larry O'Brien Trophy right now is over 97%. But as a coach, as an analyst, I'm telling you right now, the Spurs are not just going to lay down on their home floor. Johnson is going to watch this tape, adjust their transition safety nets, and challenge Wemby to respond to the adversity of those missed free throws. And also challenge De'Aaron Fox. Just dribble the ball out, dude. I don't care if you're up by, if you're in front of them by 10 steps, dribble the ball out. The Knicks can't afford a celebratory hangover, which typically happens after a big game like that. But at the same time, it always makes you wonder, how does that losing team react? With such a huge lead, and to let that go, it's going to be interesting Saturday night. The Knicks have plenty to play with they have to play with the exact same desperate blue-collar defensive urgency they showed in the fourth quarter last night if they want to close out on Sunday. It sucks because I really thought this Spurs team was going to do something that we haven't seen, a very young team who just plays with maturity and plays with a feistiness to them and a little bit of swag. But I'm really starting to feel like the Knicks did it. And as a Pacers fan, I don't like it, but it's always good for basketball for the Knicks to be good and bigger market teams like that to do well. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Is this series over, or do the Spurs force a Game 6? I would love to see this go to 7. I would absolutely love to see this go to 7. Drop your predictions on this podcast, on this video on YouTube, and some clips I'm going to be posting about this podcast and snippets from this podcast on our TikTok page. Don't forget to hit that follow button. Also, give us some insight of what you'd like me to talk about as far as the finals go, especially if the Knicks close it out. There's so much to talk about this offseason. But hey, make sure to subscribe on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. We appreciate all the support and love. We're 5 subscribers away from 50 on YouTube. Let's get to 50. We appreciate you guys. We're going to start incorporating you guys more into this. Start pulling out some questions about what you guys would like to hear. Maybe just some random Q&As, just some random polls here and there. But lock in. All I can say is lock in both teams for Saturday. Both have to be mentally tough right now. And I'll see you guys right back here on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast after the final whistle on Saturday night. Last thing, U.S. men's match tomorrow for group stage against Paraguay, 9 o'clock. Watch it. I don't care if you have any U.S. gear or not. Let's cheer these boys on. It's going to be a great year. Don't think they're going to win the World Cup, but I'd like to see them in the knockout stage and go on another round or two. But hey, you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.